Greetings, fiends, and welcome to the Horror Mike Show on this fine and fiendish Friday evening. Let me check out something here. Yeah, of course, it's been a month since the last show. And so I come back to StreamYard. It's totally screwed. As some of you may know, StreamYard is now like you either pay their monthly thing or you can't use anything. I can't upload videos. I can't show video clips. Nothing. That's it. It's done. So needless to say, I'm kicking StreamYard's ass out. Okay, as of tonight, this is the last show on effing StreamYard. What a joke. Fortunately, I do have video clips, of course, on the YouTube channel and Rumble to show you for tonight's show, which is going to be mostly about Dale Ashmun. Yes, my friend Dale, who unfortunately, sadly, passed away a few months ago. I just found out about it. I did not know he had passed away until last week, as a matter of fact. I mean, that's one of those things. I post the videos that I post on YouTube, also on Rumble. It's kind of a feeder site, you know, kind of try to get some more traffic out of Rumble, directed to YouTube. It's a little bit of a secret there, folks. But in any case, Dale would comment on the videos on Rumble, you know, because he used Rumble. And then he stopped commenting. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I thought, well, maybe he's in, you know, Las Vegas, because he was a dealer in Las Vegas for big shows, card dealer. I think it was mostly like poker, for like huge poker tournaments. Dale would do that on the side, right? He'd go to Vegas for a month or 2 months, something like that, and make a lot of money. And then just, I guess, kind of, you know, whatever, do a lot of other stuff during the rest of the year. But that was a kind of a big money maker for Dale. And, but then like it just kind of dragged on. Like I hadn't heard anything. He hadn't left a comment in like 6 weeks, 2 months. So I went to Facebook and looked at his site, and unfortunately, sure enough, he had passed away. So I thought it only fitting that for this show tonight, we pay tribute to Dale Ashmun, who was a prolific writer. He wrote articles for a variety of publications for genre films, exploitation cinema, sci-fi, horror, action, you name it. He wrote, I think, for almost every issue of Psychotronic magazine, and that was his own column called Spare Parts. He also wrote articles for Playboy magazine, for a variety of other magazines and so forth, I believe, especially in the 80s and 90s and into the 2000s. And he was living in New Orleans. When I moved to New Orleans in 1990 from California, I met up with Will Frank, who eventually, like rather quickly actually, ended up introducing me to Dale Ashmun, who was living in New Orleans. This was 1992. You know, I want to say like the beginning of 1992. So I've known the guy for whatever the hell that is, you know, 30, is that like 33 years or something? Something like that, for a long ass time. I've known Dale Ashmun. And so what happened is that I ended up making a film called Cut Up, a feature film. That was the first feature that I ever made. Then I collaborated with Will Frank and another guy, Carl Demelick, on a film called Zombie versus Mardi Gras. Well, Dale Ashmun ended up being pretty much, he was the star of that film. Or you could say he was the co-star at the very least. Yeah, he's in it a lot and he's hilarious. So I've got at least one clip for you of that tonight. Now, the thing about Zombie versus Mardi Gras is that it's extraordinarily R-rated, folks. Yeah. For a while, it may have held the record for the biggest breast count in any single film. Granted, it is Zombie versus Mardi Gras. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of hooters out in the streets, folks. A lot of TNA. And we got it. Oh, yeah, we were running around Super 8, folks. You're going to see. It's the magic of Super 8 cinema is what I'm talking about. We're out there during Mardi Gras with the freaking in two different modes. One mode was with the Super 8 camera. I had the Super 8 camera. We're going through crowds on Bourbon Street, Mardi Gras. You know, babes are flashing their tatas. We're getting great scenes, all kinds of crazy stuff. We're just getting really great shots for the film. And then, of course, there was the video because Dale Ashmun played a reporter. So he's in New Orleans reporting on zombies during Mardi Gras. That's kind of like the comedy thing, as I recall, right? And so there's that guy who was a videographer who's following Dale around, and we're shooting that. And so we kind of oscillate between the Super 8 and the video, right, in the film, Zombie versus Mardi Gras. So, yeah, Dale's in it for a good 50% of the movie, okay? That is Dale in there. And we're going to get to that. I'm going to show you, as I say, look, it's hard to show clips without getting booted here on YouTube in particular. So, yeah, we're going to have to be a little careful with that. But I think I at least have one clip to show you with Dale in it that we can we can at least squeak it by, folks. That's what I'm talking about. Squeaking it by. So there you go. It's all about Dale tonight. I found some stuff that's going to blow your mind. I mean, I'm talking, we're not only going back before Zombie versus Mardi Gras in the mid-90s and before 1992 when I met Dale. We're going back to 1983, Dale Ashmun, okay? Yeah, a little surprise, something that he gave me on one of his last visits here. I think it was 2023. He brought a couple of things, issues of Psychotronic, but something else too. And this goes back further. So I think you're going to want to check that out. It's rather amusing. Some interesting people also involved in this particular publication. So that's going to be totally cool. Let's take a quick look at the chat before we move into this. Oh, and by the way, yes, of course, it's this evening is a Mike's Harder Lemonade type of scenario, folks. There's no doubt about it. Here is 3 cheers for Dale. Hear, 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 hear. Dale Ashmun, folks. All right, to the chat. We got Werewolf by Lunchtime. Hello, Werewolf by Lunchtime. Good to see you. Dave James is here. Hello, Dave James. Yep, it's the monthly. Folks, I'm doing a monthly show. Next month ain't going to be on fucking StreamYard, though. I can tell you that much. That is just, we're here to celebrate the life of Dale. Dave, yeah, it's one of those things. He had a really interesting life, and I think you guys will find it rather amusing and entertaining for this evening's show. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Eric Boyd in the house. All right. Okay, folks. Now, first, let me just show you, because you may, as a matter of fact, I'm sure none of you watching even know what Dale looks like. what Dale looks like. Okay. Let's see. Let me just get this. Jeez Louise. Oh, right. Okay. Stupid. Whoa, 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 whoa. You piece of shit. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, StreamYard has just made it so fucking easy. All right, so let me see if I can get this screen here. Oh, boy. All right, motherfucker. There you go. And, okay. Okay. All right. So this is a little intro. You're going to see Dale. This is from the 2021 Spooky Empire Horror Convention Film Festival here in Florida. At that time, let me just, God, ugh, this is just bullshit. There we go. There's a little image for you. Okay, Spooky Empire, October 22nd, 24th, 2021. And so at this time, I had a film called Haunted Thrills. It's a documentary about pre-code horror comics. It was accepted into Spooky Empire, and it played separately. It had actually a standalone showing at Spooky Empire, which was totally great. But not only that, things just came together, and Dale Ashmun and I ended up being panelists on a couple of panels during the Spooky Empire. And you can see these panels. I'm going to show you shortly. But this is just a short intro into Spooky Empire, and it shows you Dale and so forth. So I'm just going to let this ride, folks. You can check it out. It's only like 3 or 4 minutes. Dale Ashmun, Psychotronic.
Hey, Mike.
Hey,
Say hello to Playboy, right?
I will. But I'm saying hello to Dale Ashmun, Psychotronic right now.
How
are you doing? Hey, what about that new YouTube channel you're creating?
Well, it's in the works. Hope to have it up in a couple days. It's coming on Facebook and YouTube.
And what's it called?
Spare Parts TV, based on the column I created for. Well, I created the column for Stop Magazine, but it ran the longest in Psychotronic.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're here at the SpookyEmpire.com here in beautiful Orlando, Florida,
Yeah.
where the traffic is always full.
And who was that handsome filmmaker that was sitting there?
Mike Lyddon. You should see his latest.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he's got a film that's been winning awards right and left called Haunted Trails.
Oh, great.
Documentary about pre-code horror covers. But not DCs. He focuses in on the stuff that a lot of people never heard of.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I'm gonna go.
Chilling.
It's chilling. Ooh, nice.
Don't forget Witch Tales.
Witch Tales. Yeah, you mean Tales from the Witch?
No, Witch Tales.
Okay.
In English and in Spanish.
Oh, right here. Look at that. And there you have it, folks. Oh, fuck. What is that? What the balls? All right. I don't know. Hopefully this is hopefully we're still functioning. As you can see there, okay, this was supposed to be Spare Parts TV episode 1, that little clip which encapsulated the Spooky Empire October of 2021 show that Dale and I attended, right? And we'll get into it later. It ended up being the only episode, my good fiends. Yeah. So and we'll get into that. I'm going to show you the actual Rumble page of which Spare Parts TV resides. It still resides to this day, folks. It's still there. Unfortunately, Dale just never ended up uploading anything to it, anything more. There's some good stuff on it right now, but that's as it is, my good fiends. So let me take this out. Okay. All right. As I was talking, and Dale mentioned it during that video. Now, he wrote a column called Spare Parts. And he didn't begin that in Psychotronic, though. The last time he visited me in 2023, he came down here in Florida, just off the coast of Florida, mateys. He gave me a few issues of Psychotronic, and he also gave me this really great issue number 7 from 1983 of Stop, the comedy magazine. Yes, folks. And just so happens that Dale Ashmun's in here with his Spare Parts column. Now, this thing is delicate as hell, so let me see if I can get to the column. There we go. Not only did he do that, but he also, for example, now you guys may know of Bill Griffith, the artist. Zippy the Pinhead, of course, was Bill Griffith's, one of his great characters. Well, here's an interview by Dale with Bill Griffith, the artist, in this particular issue of Stop magazine. So this is the earliest thing that I have as far as, Dale's professional writing career goes. Issue number 7 of Stop, right? I didn't meet Dale until 1992. So just to put things into perspective there. And that, of course, as I was saying before, there we go. That was in New Orleans. I moved to New Orleans in 1990, ended up meeting Dale through a mutual friend, Will Frank. And at that time, Dale was writing for Offbeat magazine in New Orleans, and he was doing his Spare Parts column. Now, the funny thing about this is that this is 1992, folks, June of 1992. And let's get to here we go. Oopsie. So here's his Spare Parts column. right there. And he's got a write-up. And this is the first thing he ever wrote up about me, right? I need my glasses, folks. Good Lord. Okay, so in the column he says, and the winner is department. So he would always say that, like encore department, art department, whatever the hell, the doctor is in department, whatever the fuck. So this section right there on top is, and the winner is department, right? So he says, congratulations to Kathleen O'Neill, George, Jeff Turek, and Michael Lyddon, whose short video Warm and Bright won the Silver Award at the experimental division at Houston's World Fest, World Film and Video Festival last month. So that would have been May of 1992. And so he did a little write-up there about that in Spare Parts. And that was the very first thing that he wrote about me or any of us that were making films in New Orleans. You know, that was it. So there's Offbeat. And soon after that, my good fiends, came Zombie versus Mardi Gras. Now, I pulled a couple of really cool freaking things about Zombie. Yeah, God, here's this one. Okay, now he's got the... Okay, yeah, that's it. That's it. So Zombie came along. We started shooting Zombie in 1994. This right after finishing Cut Up, we launched into Zombie versus Mardi Gras. And so here's a typical flyer. We would have shows for Zombie. As you can see, midnight showings, and so forth, of Zombie versus Mardi Gras. And Dale was at a lot of those, right? Just to give you for context, okay, chronologically speaking, this is Cut Up, the feature film I made before Zombie, and this was picked up by Four Corners Entertainment and did extremely well internationally. But that is Cut Up. And so Zombie came out, 1995. Technically, though, 1998, because it was not picked up for distribution until then. But we did our own shows with Zombie as of the end of 1995. Then in 1998, you guys may know them. They used to be called Salt City. And now I don't know what the fuck they're called. They became Sub Rosa and so forth. But as you can see, this is an ad for Dirty Cop No Donut plus Zombie versus Mardi Gras. You can see Zombie right there. It's a double ad. And yeah, so there's the back of it right there. And you're reading that right now. These are VHS, folks. And this is back 1998. Zombie versus Mardi Gras, $39.95 on VHS. It's a deal. Okay. That is great. That is freaking awesome, my good fiends. So, I've set the stage for Zombie versus Mardi Gras, my fiends. Now let me get the actual film. This is the VHS of Zombie versus Mardi Gras. Beads, breasts, blood, chilling shocker, unbearable horror. Right there. In the back. Zombie versus Mardi Gras right there, folks. The original VHS. Rare as hell. As a matter of fact, I had another copy of this VHS sealed, and I sold it to a collector for $220. Yeah, you heard that right. $220 for a sealed copy. That's how freaking rare this motherfucker is. Okay, let's put it that way. So, there's Zombie, right? We got Zombie on the scene. Now, I'm going to show you a clip with Dale in it, with Dale Ashmun in the freaking thing. All right? But I got to be careful. Okay, I've got to be careful, so I'm going to God, it's the ads. It's so fucked up. I would have had all of this on StreamYard, but now they just got fucking butt ass cheap. There it is. All right. I've got it. Now I can share it. Now you're going to see, the next person you're going to see is Dale. Okay, Dale Ashmun in drag. Okay. For this particular scene, he just happens to be in drag. Check it out.
I'll go answer the phone. I'm on the clock anyway.
Sorry, you guys. Hold that pose. I'll be with you in a second.
That's Dale.
Hello. Hey, Les.
Hey, Dale. How's life in the Big Easy?
That's Dudley Bachelor.
Great, Les. It's always a blast.
Another
coming
friend
back to
in
this
New Orleans.
I'm a blackjack dealer. Yeah, I'm working on a riverboat.
Hurry the fuck up, would you, Dale? Her ass is getting cold.
So, what's going on?
Remember that zombie versus Mardi Gras thing we were talking about a few months back? Well, it's a go. Are you up for it? Yeah, I mailed the check last week. You should be getting it any day now. Excellent. Look, let's go for the jugular here. Alienation, apathy, violence is a cry for human contact. Dualistic morality is an outmoded concept. We're looking for serious social commentary here. Yeah, lots of breast shots. Right. Sounds tasty. Yeah, call me Thursday and tell me how it went. Great. Have a couple for me. Ciao.
There you go. Zombie versus Mardi Gras. Dale gets a call from Les. That was Dudley Bachelor on the phone there playing the character of Les Shank Portion. And that particular scene starred Dale Ashmun, Dudley Bachelor, Alba Houston as the sweet butt, which I cannot show you because it's butt-ass naked, and Ted E. Bear, who is very hilarious in this. But, yeah, it's just that portion in the beginning of the video is quite R-rated. So that's the way that goes, and YouTube would simply ban me, I guess. They would stop the show or whatever the hell they do. So that's what we're left with, folks. That's what we are left with. Let's get back to Spare Parts TV, though. Now, this was the thing that I set up for Dale, right? And I uploaded these 5 videos, sorry. You just watch you can watch them. If you go, I'm dropping this link in the chat, folks. There you go. That is the link to this. If you want to watch the uncensored video that we just watched of Zombie versus Mardi Gras and see that sweet butt and Teddy Bear making some snide comments. But in any case, so Spare Parts TV, this is it. And this was that clip from Zombie versus Mardi Gras plus 4 clips from Spooky Empire 2021, right? Dale and I were, and I will show you shortly, we were panelists, and I had my film Haunted Thrills playing at Spooky Empire. So it was a hell of a setup, hell of a show. And I'm going to see if I can just Okay, this is part one, and this Dale is in this. This is tonight's about Dale. So we're going to go to the Storycraft Writers, and there he is. You can see him right there in the middle. Good old Dale. Let's see what we can do here. Here we go.
Well, thank you for coming to our panel. This is Storycraft. I'm Valerie Willis. I'm your host for today. I feel this. I love hosting.
Okay, I'm going to move it forward to Dale.
And that, and then I'm going to hit us towards me. No.
And good fortune to live in. Some of you who were here know. Thank you.
Excellent. Dale,
Okay.
your turn.
Well, some of you who were here know that my name is Dale Ashmun, and I grew up in Lincoln, Nebraska, but had the good fortune to live in New York City from 1979 to 1990, where I became a career as a journalist, freelance journalist. And among my people I interviewed, anybody here, Russ Meyer?
Yeah.
Kenneth Anger?
Yeah.
Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo? Jello Biafra?
Oh, yeah.
Because I lived in New York City, these guys wanted to promote their stuff, so it was really easy to get interviews with people. And a lot of underground cartoonists, like Robert Crumb, S.Clay Wilson, all the Zap cartoonists, Peter Bagg, lots of cartoonists. But along the way, a friend of mine started this magazine called Psychotronic Video. His name's Michael Weldon. And I had written a column for a magazine called Stop, called Spare Parts, in which I plugged things. People would mail me lots of stuff, and I would just try to plug as many as I could. And Spare Parts took on a life of its own. I got to go to Comic-Con for free as a spare parts journalist. It opened doors. People had never heard of Spare Parts, but I had credentials. And so I was just lucky to be in New York at a time when you could really kind of go. But I also used to write for Hustler, a magazine called Screw, Al Goldstein. I don't know if any of you heard of that, but it was a pornographic newspaper. That's where my Russ Meyer thing appeared, and Russ Meyer hated it because he didn't realize it was a pornographic newspaper. He sent me the article back and says, "I dislike you very much. I was ill-advised to get involved with this horrible magazine, Screw." And so I wrote him an apology, and I got it published in 3 different magazines, and every time I'd send it to him, he'd say, "I still don't like you." And then by the 4th one, he says, "Okay, but I'll never talk to you again." So anyway, that was Russ Meyer. Rest in peace. Okay, that's kind of it. But Psychotronic is about to become a YouTube and Facebook sensation. So y'all look out for it. Google Spare Parts TV. And hopefully within a couple of days, we're going to have this on it. Okay.
Awesome. I'm Valerie Willis. I've grown up here in Central.
There you go. And there we go, folks. That was a really good intro by Dale, covering some things. Yeah, of course, as he said, he wrote for Hustler. He did write for Playboy as well. He wrote some articles. I don't think a lot, but primarily the thing that I knew him for in growing up reading Psychotronic was his Spare Parts, column for Psychotronic magazine. So that brings us to Psychotronic, my good fiends. The lovely, the beautiful. Well, okay, this is just a quick thing. This was Spooky Empire of 2021. This is the convention that we attended and that we were panelists on a couple of panels, and I had Haunted Thrills playing at this convention. So just to show you. There we go. Yeah, it was called, the panelist thing was called the Creator's Track. And as you can see right on top, they didn't mess around. There's Dale Ashmun, my good fiends right there. And my freaking name is in there somewhere. Yeah, down here. But in any case, so we did some panels, and I don't know. It's in here. It's in part of the schedule. They show on Saturday. like 6 p.m. Saturday, they showed Haunted Thrills, standalone, as one of the documentaries in Spooky Empire. And that was about pre-code horror comics. This is one of the cards. This happens to be a Joker card, folks. Ooh, a Joker card. That's interesting. Yes, yes. Let me see if I can still do it, folks. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood here. Let's see. Okay, there's the card, folks. It's just a normal card. Okay. There we go. Yes. Did you see that? Oh, where is it? Oh, it's right there. Okay. In any case, freaks and fiends. Where the hell are we? Yeah, so that happened. Spooky Empire. Psychotronic, folks. Here we go. Going way back. This is issue, I think this is issue number 7. It's either issue 7 or issue 9 of Psychotronic magazine. Check that out. And of course, Dale's spare parts is in here. It was always, well, not always, but typically. What the hell is it? Maybe that's it. Nope. That ain't it. We'll find it, folks. We'll find it eventually. God, they've had all kinds of crap in here. You know, this was like where you see a lot of like Betty Page stuff. You could buy Betty Page reels, wrestling stuff, all kinds of just psychotronic, man. Any cult oriented, you know, films, exploitation cinema, all kinds of stuff, folks. Let's see here. Oh, there you go. There we have it. Right there. There's Dale's spare parts in this particular issue. And he was in, I believe, he may have been in every one of these magazines. And we're talking about dozens and dozens of issues of Psychotronic that came out. So he was very consistent in doing the column. It's another issue. That's a real poppin' cover right there. Love it. Of Psychotronic. This one, of course, the green slime. Who can forget? Who can forget the green slime, folks? I mean, just look at that beauty of a cover right there. That is just lovely. Lovely, isn't it? And this is pretty new. This was actually, yeah, this goes into the 2000s. I can't read that. I don't know. 2004, I think. So Psychotronic made it well into the 2000s. But yeah, and Dale was there. Dale was there all the way, my good fiends. You know, doing it to it, as it were. So let's go back here for a second. We did that. We had that intro. We did that. I did put that into the thing, I believe. Okay, good. Yeah, maybe. You know, let's take a look. Let's do this. Now, this is Wikipedia, folks. You know, as far as I'm concerned, they're a little shaky, but they've got a thing about Psychotronic Video Magazine here, and down at the bottom, it says here, regular features included record reviews by Art Black, spare parts covering fanzines and comics by Dale Ashmun, and never to be forgotten, an obituary column right there, folks. A lot of people interviewed and, you know, spotlighted in this great magazine, Psychotronic. And let's see if I can, nope, that's not doing it. This is going to lead us right to Zombie versus Mardi Gras. There you are. There you go. So this is the Wikipedia on Zombie versus Mardi Gras. And as you can see here, Zombie versus Mardi Gras, 1999, they have it. It's all over the shop, folks. Trust me, it was finished in 95. We had trouble. We almost had an immediate deal with a company in 1996, but that fell through. And then finally in 1998, we hooked up with Sub Rosa Studios. And that's when the VHS of Zombie that you see on the right there was produced. Independently produced comedy horror film directed by Carl Demolay, Will Frank, and Mike Lyddon. It stars Dale Ashmun. There he is, Lorelei Fuller, John Sinclair, Jeanette Hauser, and Veronica Russell. So there you go right there, folks. That's Zombie versus Mardi Gras. Good luck finding a copy. I'll tell you what. Now, there are two things about it. There are, I mean, they're rare as hell, but there are still, I guess, some VHS copies circulating. And I know that Will Frank did a DVD, kind of like a remaster from the original tapes that were recorded from the Super 8 film, and it looks really good. So you might be able to find a Zombie versus Mardi Gras DVD around if you look for it. But once again, that's going to be rare too. So that's kind of where that's at, folks, with Zombie versus Mardi Gras. So let's take a look here. I think that pretty much racks it up right there. Not mistaken. Yep, that's it. All right. All right, folks. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show, and a little tribute to my friend Dale Ashmun. Probably we'll have a show, I guess, at the end of August, maybe. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of keeping it loose with that type of thing. It's not really a big part of my scene right now, doing live shows. But we might have that. Who knows? But in any case, that's pretty much it. Now, there's nothing to go out with because cheap ass fucking God, did you hear? Was there a weird ring right there? That was strange. I don't know what the hell that was. Cheap ass StreamYard, folks. Can't do any videos. Can't do any out videos. As far as I know. Let me check it. Ah, God, what a pile of shit. Well, maybe I can do an out video. No, you can't. You can't do a fucking out video. In 1 month, folks, StreamYard just went totally cheap ass. What a disgusting display. That is ridiculous. No more StreamYard. Ta-ta. Now, let's see here. Okay, that's the link to the Rumble channel, to Dale's Spare Parts TV channel, folks. Once again, I am one of us here. Very entertaining, Mike. Thank you. I am one of us. Glad you could be here for the show. In any case, that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Next time, I should have something better where I actually have videos that I can play and shit. This is certainly crap. And a total fuck off to StreamYard. They can eat a big bowl of dicks. far as I'm concerned. But good night, Dale Ashmun, and good night to everybody. Have a good weekend, and I'll probably see you next month. Take care.